Dune here, and we talked about Rebecca Ferguson, who is also in the headlines right now. Guys, she's really good in this movie. She's really awesome. She's got a couple of scenes actually. One of them in particular where you'll be like, "Well, yeah, she's got the chops. She's a good actress." But she's also in other headlines today that kind of bummed me out when I read this last night. So let's talk about this. Which idiot co-star did Rebecca Ferguson tell to f off? Yeah, so I saw this on TikTok. There's a clip of her saying that she went to set on a movie once, and basically, uh, they didn't do a good job of giving her work to prep. So the number one A-list star berated her on set and mistreated her. I don't know why you would do that to Rebecca Ferguson. I don't care how handsome or beautiful you think that you are. You don't treat a woman like that, like that. You don't ever raise your voice to, oi, oi. If I were the director, I'd be kind of like, dude, what are you doing? Go blow off some steam. And then I would do the rest of my day making sure that she was fine and okay. And I would say, this is never going to happen again on my set. So it bums me out, man, when I hear actresses like this get mistreated. And you know that if it happens to big stars like her, imagine what's happening to all the younger, like lower tier actresses that have to come in and put work in on movies. It's just a bummer. And if you don't know, guys, yes, I'm in. You watch Doctor Sleep is when I really, really was like, yeah, I saw her in the Mission Impossible movie, and I was like, okay, yeah, she's interesting. But it wasn't until Doctor Sleep playing Rose the Hat where it was like, she's got the chops, she's awesome. And then of course, and then she blew us away with Dune Part One and Part Two. So if you haven't seen the clip, she said, yeah, I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star. This person would literally look at me and look at the whole crew and say, you call yourself an actor? This is what I have to work with? And I think I was so vulnerable and uncomfortable that I got screamed at. But because this person was number one on the call sheet, there was no safety net for me. No one had my back, and I would cry walking off the set. Oh God, if I saw that, it'd be kind of like whoever it may be. People think that it's Michael Fassbender. We look at her resume here, guys, where she would be behind the lead actor. And as much people would want to say that maybe it was Tom Cruise, no. Everything that you hear about Tom Cruise on set is that he's a professional. Um, Now, he'll deal with grips and crew members who are not following certain procedures during lockdown situations. He'll berate them for like not towing the line, because if you didn't toe the line, then like if you didn't do your job to the standards that you're supposed to be doing, then the whole production would get shut down. Everyone would lose their jobs. So if you're going to call out Tom Cruise for that incident, I would say no, because everything else you've heard about Tom Cruise, he's a mensch. Like he'll be filming something, and if he sees people watching, he doesn't go yell at those people. He goes over and talks to them, and he's just a good dude. So I don't think that it's Tom Cruise. A lot of people think that it was from The Snowman, and she's worked with The Greatest Showman there, and Reminiscence. She's worked with Hugh Jackman twice. So she said once, right? The greatest, the Snowman is the only one that people seem to be honing in on, that it was Michael Fassbender that did this. Now, I never watched The Snowman when it came out. I heard it had a huge laundry list of production problems. People didn't like the script. It was already done and in the can. Should they go back and reshoot some of it to try to get it out and make it a little bit tolerable? But it just kind of got pushed out and people washed their hands of it, kind of thing, right? Um, and Rebecca Ferguson was in that. And this is the one where it's kind of like, yeah, there's some other big people in there like J.K. Simmons, Toby Jones, Val Kilmer. Uh, but as like the big star, Michael Fassbender's got his like this movie seems to fit that bill more than others. And it kind of bums me out because Fassbender's a good actor. You don't want to hear that from him, right? That came from him. But you look at the rest of her resume, and who else could it have been from? Ewan McGregor in Doctor Sleep. She only had a few scenes with them, and everything that you hear about Ewan McGregor, that yes, he's also a gentleman on set. Um, he's a professional, right? You don't hear anything bad about Ewan McGregor mistreating people. So I would say probably not that one either. It would have to be a movie where she's done a lot of scenes with somebody, and it just the kid who would be king, she was Morgana the Fae or whatever. This was like a retelling of Excalibur or the Sword in the Stone kind of thing, but like a re-envisioning kind of thing, right? Could it have been maybe this one? I don't know. Patrick Stewart doing that to her? No, no. So it's kind of like Fassbender. It's kind of like you put this out in the ether, and it's going to get people talking, and that's precisely what we're doing, right? Um, do you think that Doom Part 3 will happen, James, or not? Yeah, Doom Part 3 is going to happen. I just don't know if it'll follow the storyline of Messiah, because it's kind of like they're going to have the same problem what happens with Grogu and Mando in season 2, right? That's the show. It's Mando and Grogu. So you can't have them separately for season 3, which were going to they were going to do, because Grogu was his storyline was supposed to be done, but like that's what people thought the show was going to be, kind of thing, right? Um, so it's kind of like with Dune Part 3, things like Paul changes so much as a character in the books. I don't know if people are going to like that, because what happens in the books, he eventually gets phased out and it becomes more about like the family overall kind of thing. But I think they want to keep it more centralized on Paul, Princess Aurelian, and Chani. That's what you want for Doom Part 3. And then, do we need to see somebody get transformed into a worm? I was hoping to see some stuff like that in Doom Part 2, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. I watched The Snowman on DVD. Chris Schober says, I own it. Oh, did you like it though, Chris Schober? Did you like The Snowman? It's okay, but not the best movie plots. Okay, thanks. Arglass says there's chat that it was The Rock on Hercules. Was she in Hercules? Did I miss that here in her resume? Oh no, I didn't see all. Okay, well, she was also in Life, but Life was also kind of like an ensemble movie with like Ryan Reynolds. Maybe it could have been that one, but I don't think it was Ryan Reynolds. I don't think it was Girl on the Train. Oh yeah, some people may say that it could have been maybe Hugh Grant. And I really like this movie, Florence Foster Jenkins. And I thought Hugh Grant was good in it. He put in a really solid performance. I don't remember her though in this. There she is right there. Yeah, it maybe could have been this one. It could have been Hugh Grant as well. And I have heard stories about Hugh Grant. But I've heard that also, that he's kind of mellowed. Like when he was younger, he was very much like that on set. But I hear that he's has mellowed over the years. Uh, so it could be Hugh Grant, maybe. But basically, it came to the point where she was like, if he's going to be on set, yes, he can be there, but I don't want to look at him. Have him stand the other way when we're doing our shots, kind of thing. That she exploded at him, and she's got every right to. Yes, I'm on her side here, guys. I'm on Rebecca Ferguson's side the whole way. Um, and I understand that it's not really, but James, it's not professional to air this dirty laundry in the public. Well, I'm sorry. This is the way of, you know, um, expelling that negativity from you. This is the way of her cleansing it in a cathartic way. Um, she didn't name the person, but people are speculating, and she's just trying to reconcile it up here and come to terms with it. I don't think that she expected it to blow up as much as people thought it was. But yeah, when when you put a mystery out there for people, people want to try to solve it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was going to confirm that. Was she in? She. I. If I saw Hercules, I don't think I remember it. I think. I think I saw like 40 minutes of it, and then I tapped out. I was like, guys, no, this is terrible. This is an awful movie. Yeah. John Hurt, Ian McShane, Joseph Fiennes, Rufus Sewell. Yeah, he was. He's. We don't see enough of him. Where? Yeah, there she is, Rebecca Ferguson. Maybe, but you don't hear that about The Rock either. You don't hear bad things about. Like you hear that he's the one that shows up prepared, knowing his lines, knowing what to do and stuff on set. And that's one of the reasons why he had beef with Vin Diesel. So because he would show up to set ready to go, and Vin Diesel would still take like 40 minutes to get to the set, and then he wouldn't know his lines. So I don't think that it would be The Rock. So I think I'm down between Fassbender and Hugh Grant, and not Ewan McGregor. And I don't think it was Jake Gyllenhaal. Ryan Reynolds was only in it for like the first 30 minutes, right? Could it have been Jake Gyllenhaal? But you never heard Jake. You never heard stories like Jake berating people on set either. You hear him air some beefs after the fact, like what's going on with the Roadhouse movie. Well, let's talk about that. Uh, yeah, let's move on because the Roadhouse movie, the drama continues talking about